Good evening, everyone. Dana here with Love Soul of Flowers. We did a post earlier about sunflowers. And look at my fingers. You can see I'm doing sunflowers. And so we are actually going to dye some styles of sunflowers today. So I have a few styles that I like to use, and I will show you the colors that I'm using as well, because I know that's a question we get a lot, is what colors are you using? So when you get on, say hi. Make sure to share our video so that everyone can see how to paint these. We are doing hand painting. If you have airbrushes, of course, you're welcome to use airbrush. I never have good luck with airbrushes because they clog and you have to clean them. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Moriah. You have to clean them so much that I just don't like, for practical use of doing lots of things. It doesn't make sense for me. So I do a lot of hand painting. And so that is what we're going to do tonight. We are going to hand paint some sunflowers. I'm going to, hey, Gina. I'm going to show you the colors I'm using, and each one's a little bit different. So I did do an Aztec sunflower, which is our newest sunflower earlier. It's still wet. Hey, Barb. So let me show you. Hey, Melissa. I did promise when I showed you these news that I was going to do a dip dyed one so that you could see if it untwisted, but they are very tightly twisted. So look, this one did not come out at all. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Carla. Hey everyone. Okay, so as you can see, I did the Aztec. Again, it's very wet right now, so it's hard for me to hold it up. But as you can see, I did my shading and I did the center. Hi, Vicky. And yes, I dip dyed it. They might untwist like a little bit, but they stay pretty much twisted. Even the ones that untwisted though, it's still a good shape for the sunflower. You just want to make sure that, you know, it took all the dye, because sometimes when something untwists, it'll like have a white dot on it because it didn't get the paint in it. But because I dipped it, let me just show you the one petal like that untwisted. So you see this petal right here? This one. It untwisted, but it's still perfect, like looking for a sunflower. In fact, it's like got the same shape as a regular sunflower petal. So yes, these can be dip dyed, and I'm going to do another one on the video for you today. Now, our sale that is going on right now, hey, Leanne. Our sale that is going on right now is 50% off regular Soul of Flowers. The code is SAVE50, and then it's 15% off of Fillers and Fifth Avenue collection. Okay, so some of these, I think the Aztec is in the Fifth Avenue, I'm pretty sure. So again, 50% off of regular Soul of Flowers, and then 15% off of the Fifth Avenue collection and the fillers. So let me just show you. Oh, let me also say this about fillers. I do like using dark greenery with sunflowers. I like to use the leather leaf fern, but we also have the salal leaves now, and those would be nice with it too, because it's that dark rich green, which sunflowers usually have a darker greenery with them. So I do like to use the leather leaf personally for mine. So let me show you the colors I have. So for the yellow part, I'm using, these are Behr brand. I am using, it's called Smiley Face. Let me cover up the bride's name here. It's called Smiley Face. It's Behr brand from the Home Depot. It is more of that kind of orangey yellow as opposed to like just a bright yellow. For me, this is kind of a true sunflower yellow, that more like it has like a tint of the kind of orange tone to it. Okay, so that again is called Smiley Face. The color I'm using for orange, ooh, it's dripping all over me, is called Acapulco Sun, okay? I wrote over it, so showing you the lid is not gonna help, but it's called Acapulco. I can't say that word. I say it like all day long because I love this color and I can't ever say it. So that's my orange, and then the brown that I'm using, and again, you only need brown for certain ones, and I'm gonna show you that, is called Chocolate Swirl, okay? And these are all just the trial sizes of the Behr brand paint. So let's get started. I'm going to, I got paint in my hands already, start dipping. Okay, so this bag has got my yellowy color in it. It does have a drip of glycerin in it. And it has my water in it. So this is gonna be my base color. I know, but Stacy, if I can only say it. Acapulco. Hold on, let me say it slow. Ready? Acapulco. Right? I don't know. Is that how you say it? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I mean, I know it's where it is, but I don't know how to say the word. It's like a tongue twister. So I'm mixing up the yellow because once you let it settle for a little bit, you're going to want to mix it up again so that the colors don't, you know, get all gross in the end. Hey, Anne-Marie. So let me just do the Aztec sunflower since we are, already have one done. So this is the newest one. Hey, Karen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my baggie of paint. And mix it up. And again, I did this one a little earlier and it didn't really untwist. I mean, it could, no, it's not Acapulco. No, see, that's why I thought, Stacy, it's not. Look, there is no L after the A. It's Acapulco. See, Stacy, you said it wrong too. But I think I've been saying it wrong my whole life because I said it like that. But it's not. There's no L after the A. So if anyone can say that word 5 times fast, I will send them free sunflowers. Because it is like such a tongue twister for me to say it. Every time we have to order the color, I just take a screenshot of it because, yeah, I can't say it. All right, let me wash my hand off so that it's not in the orange as well. Okay, so I've got my sunflower in that smiley face color, which again is a little bit on the oranger side of yellow, okay? And I have it down there. Again, this is called the Aztec sunflower. It is new. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my orange color that I'm gonna have to just skip saying because I can't say it. And it is already watered down in this container. This is watered down. It is not just paint. I just put water. I didn't have much left, so I just put it in the container. So it's already watered down, already has a drip of glycerin in it, and I'm just gonna paint it to those inner petals, okay? So I'm gonna start at the base, and I kind of like let it just bleed up into that pool where the that the petal makes. It kind of, these petals have that like little dip, little pool section. So I'm gonna start at the base, and I'm just going to let it kind of bleed on upwards. Okay? And I'm only gonna do the center layer. My hair's in it. I'm only gonna do the center layer because the back layer you can't see the center parts and you don't need to try to get in there and mess things up. Okay, so if you can see the shading there. Now, if you like that, you know, darker kind of shading, you cannot, you know, you can water it down less. You can have more paint if you want the orange to be a little stronger. Or again, I'm just adding a second coat if I wanted it a little darker. Okay, and you can see my shading. Okay, it's very realistic when you do it this way because it blends nice. Now I'm gonna take my chocolate swirl color and I'm just gonna, now this is not watered down, okay? So this is straight paint. And I'm just gonna tap where the skin part is not there, where it's left raw, just because I don't want that yellow. I want it to be a solid brown in the center. Now you don't have to if you like that, or if you wanna add the orange even instead of a brown, you can do that, but I like my centers of my sunflowers to be a solid brown. Now again, I'm not watering this down or anything because I don't want it to bleed. So whereas I wanted the orange to bleed, I don't want my brown to bleed and go up on the petals. So I'm just adding that to the tips that the skin did not cover. And then we're done with that. Okay, so that was the chocolate swirl I used for my brown because it matches. It's not too dark. Let me see. Sometimes it's hard for me to hold it up when it's so wet, but my fingers are a mess anyway. So do you see how it's just, again, if you want to use more, like less watered down orange, you can, but I like just that hint. And when it dries, you'll be able to see, you know, that variation too. Lighting is a little bit tricky in here, but I like it just that faint kind of shading, okay? So that's the Aztec sunflower. Now we're gonna do 3 other styles. This is the windy sunflower. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that, same thing, drop it into my yellow. And this is kind of similar way to paint this one as my Aztec because it kind of has a similar center and it has those like little, I call them like little pools for, let me just shake off the extra yellow, little pools for the orange, okay? So again, I have my Windy, are the Aztec flowers on the website? They are, Sarah. They might even still be under the new tab, but if you type in Aztec, they'll pop up for you. But they're so realistic, guys. The Aztecs, the new ones, they really, really, truly look like a for real sunflower. I'm pretty sure you would put those in a bouquet and no one would know that they are wood. So this is the Windy again. I'm using the same colors for each of them. And I'm just gonna, again, start at my center and let it bleed up. I don't just make a line, I kind of let it drip into those little divots they got here. Okay. Again, you wanna start right from the center and you're gonna pull it out. Acapulco. Acapulco. See, now I can say it, Patsy. I just needed someone to do that for me. Acapulco. I always put an L after the A, and so did Stacy apparently. I wonder how many other people have been saying it wrong all this time. What's the other word? Oh, yeah. You know what we did last Christmas? We were all saying poinsettia, even though it's not said poinsettia, but like most of us have grown up saying it that way. I said, listen, I can't change the way I say it, so I'm gonna have to say it wrong. But that was another one that like I never even knew I was saying it wrong. There's lots of words I find out, like, oh my gosh, I've been adding a random letter into this word my whole life. Never even knew it. So Acapulco. Okay, so that's what kind of orange this is. It's Acapulco Sun Orange. Okay, again, I like these two colors together because you can see the variance, but it's not so crazy strong that, see how it just goes in those little pools and it's like, it picks up it darker. It looks so pretty. And then again, this one has the skin and the raw in the center, so I like to just cover up the raw. And again, I like this chocolate swirl because it's not too dark, but it's not like, not that like weird kind of mauvey brown. It's a nice dark brown without being too crazy. Okay, so there's the link for the Aztec sunflower, guys, if you are looking to get that one. That was the one we just painted, and I'll bring them all back in the front when I'm done painting here, and I'll show you them all again. Okay, so that was the Windy sunflower. I love them. I love these colors. These are definitely my go-to sunflower colors. Now, these were, okay, so this is the Eclipse, but I believe this is our TLC Eclipse, which had like one less layer, but you can use whichever Eclipse that you have. Sorry, closed Eclipse. It's called a closed Eclipse. So you can use whichever one you want, but I believe the one I'm using right now was the TLC one. And the only thing wrong with the TLC ones was that it was like missing a layer of petals. So I'm not really sure which one this ended up being, but any of your closed Eclipses can work as a sunflower. And I like it because it has the thistle center, which is very realistic looking because it actually is real. It's a real thistle. So I'm gonna shake this out and I'm gonna show you how I do this one. Okay, so I do open it up. Okay. Now I know some of you ask about the thistle and if you should avoid getting dye on it. You could always just touch it with your napkin. If your paint is really, really thick and it covers too much of your thistle, you know, you can try to just roll your flower in it without getting it on it. It doesn't really bother me so much. You could always add even a little bit of your brown paint if you want to, like, you know, do your touch later on, but it doesn't bother me because usually when it dries, it goes right off of it. So I'm opening this one up. Again, this was a closed Eclipse. I'm opening it up and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to just kind of drag it up and let it kind of bleed upwards. What color yellow? It was called Smiley Face. Again, it's not that yellow, it's more of like a tinge of like orangey in it, which I feel is very sunflower yellow. For me, it feels, you know, like the more natural kind of color than just like a yellow. But it depends on, I mean, that's the best part about Sola is everything is so customizable. So if a more yellow, you know, matches your scheme better, then go for the more yellow. I like English Daisy. if you want to go more yellow, but I wanted to do these more orange, okay? So you can see that one. All right, I'll put that one. And I have another last one here, and this is called the Sunflower Daisy. Again, guys, our sale going on is 50% off a regular Sola. It's SAVE50 as a code. The Fifth Avenue and the filler is 15% off, but you don't need a code for that. Those are automatic. This one's a little bit more gentle. I don't want to shake it too hard. And again, this one has a thistle center, so these make it easier. You don't have to go back with the brown at all. So that makes it easier. It's one less step you need. But I do love the new Aztec sunflowers. I love that they can be dipped as well. So let me just straighten up my petals. Okay, so I have my thistle. Again, if you want to try to soak up some of that paint off the thistle, you can do so. Okay. Now, let me see which one's my brown and which one's my orange. Okay. So I'm going into my orange. Yay, Natasha. Make sure that if you're not in our community group, that you also join that. It's called facebook.com/groups/lovesolaflowers. And it's a really great community. We all share our designs and information. There are videos in there as well. You also get kind of the first news of things happening. And we're able to just give each other, you know, advice and opinions, but also encourage each other in our businesses. Or if you're a bride, it's a good place for encouragement. If you're brand new to it, it's a whole big, huge source of information. So I think we go over everything you could possibly think of. So if you're not a part of the community group, go join that. And you can just do a search for anything you're looking for, and you can find things so easy. Okay? So again, we did the shadowing in this one. So let me just show you them all together. I can't itch my face. Do you ever realize that when you have like paint on your hand, like your hair and your face and your head, everything becomes very itchy only because you can't touch it? That is what I'm experiencing right now. I just want to scratch my face and I got paint all over my hands. So let me get these all. I'm going to share the colors one more time with you guys so that you guys can write those down if you like the colors I used tonight. So the brown that I used to do the centers was called Chocolate Swirl. And these are all marquee colors. I mean, marquee trials, just if I know sometimes people ask. And these are all semi-gloss, the ones I used tonight. So this was Chocolate Swirl. Acapulco Sun was my orange. And my yellow was Smiley Face. And again, it's not a bright yellow. It's kind of perfect for sunflowers. So let me show you again. Very, very easy to hand paint these guys. You know, I know that some of them are intimidating, but like it takes 10 seconds. It's super easy. You can pump out a bunch of these pretty quickly when you've got your paints in a little bowl next to you. And you can have fun with all the styles. In fact, it would be fun to even mix all these styles together. Natasha, I use Bear Brand, which you get from the Home Depot. If you're not close to a Home Depot, you can actually order the Home Depot trial sizes and they ship them for free. But the only problem with that is that sometimes the colors look a little different on you know, your screens. So you might not get an exact color that you, hey Christina, exact color that you were thinking. So, but if someone, you know, tells you, hey, you know, a best burgundy color is blah, 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 you can buy it that way and not worry about it. So let's show you. So do you see how that shading makes them so realistic? Like how easy was that, guys? As long as you have the right colors and a little patience, you could turn these things into these beautiful things with depth of color without having to go crazy or anything like that. You might want to wear gloves if you don't want your hands to look like mine. But so again, these were the Aztecs. These were the newer ones. So we did want to test out if we could dip them. Let me show you again. The edges uncurled just a teeny tiny bit, but in general, they stayed pretty closed. But even the ones that opened up more, they look perfect. So I wouldn't even, you know, worry about that. So look how pretty these Aztec sunflowers turned out. And we dip dyed them. No need to get anything out but a little paintbrush. That's all you need is a little paintbrush. These were the closed eclipse. Again, I believe this was the TLC. The closed eclipse that's not TLC, I think has like one more layer of petals. So it won't matter. It'll still look the same, you know, shading and everything else. This was the Windy sunflower, which I love these too. These are so pretty. Again, I like how when the petals kind of like make a little pool, how they really take that orange. And then the sunflower daisy. So, and these are good for Gerber daisies as well. If you're looking for Gerber daisies, this is a good one to use for that. And you can do the same kind of shading with whatever colors you want. So, which one's your favorite? I think that the Aztec sunflower is my new favorite. I just put water and a drip of glycerin in it, like drip of glycerin. I just put it in my baggie. I like put paint in it and I went bloop, because I only have a little tiny bit in my baggie. So I literally just took glycerin and went in it. I didn't put glycerin in everything else, just in this, because once I dip dyed it, it was already in there. So it's just water and a drip of vegetable glycerin and shaken up in a baggie. But make sure you really, really mix it well, because you don't want the paint like separating out from the water and the glycerin. But yeah, they'll be soft. You know, these ones you don't really want to bend them anyway. But these ones are nice and soft too. But the Aztec, I just think looks so realistic. Again, because that shading can be like deep in those little pooled petals there. So yeah. So if you don't have any more questions, yeah, don't they? I can't wait to use these. I'm going to use these in something this week, I think. Sunflowers are great for Thanksgiving things as well. So if you're still doing Thanksgiving and haven't moved on to Christmas yet, these are fun for that. But if you think about even the Aztec sunflowers, how pretty they would be if you did them in like reds and things for Christmas. You can do them and make them more like a daisy style flower. Yeah, so you can do them all different. But anyway, that was what I had for us tonight, because we did talk about wanting to see if these could be dipped, and I thought I would just show you a couple other styles while we were at it, and I'll put these into something. But the Aztec, to me, looks the most sunflowery with the shading, so it made me really excited to know that you can dip them, because obviously if you're doing them in a large quantity, dipping is easier. So yay! They lasted and they're good, okay? So that was our sale is Save 50 for the coupon code for 50% off of regular Soliflowers. And it's 15% off of fillers and Fifth Avenue, and you don't need any coupon code for that. They're automatic, so. All right, we will see you again next week. I'm gonna maybe try one of the other newer flowers to see how we can dye them. We'll see what the best thing to do, and maybe we'll put some of these together in a project, maybe one more Thanksgiving project before we move to the holidays. So have a good night, everyone.